Hey there! It's time for your Kana Astrology Oracle reading. Cancer, family matters, siblings, relationships with emotional intensity to them, significant relationships, waxing crescent moon reflecting on relationships that have reached their end, fourth house. Isn't that Cancer as well? Okay. So we're really dealing with some family stuff, some family things that need to be addressed. Lunar eclipse, some truths have come to light about the family, how one interacts in the family, the awareness of what is in play generationally, what is in play amongst the siblings, what is in play amongst the cousins. I keep hearing maternal, the mother side of the family. So someone in the family who's becoming a mother, who is a mother, comparison of what mothering is or isn't. Identity. Your identity in relation to your family. That's at the center of the reading. Jupiter expansion, expanding the family. What are we expanding in the family? What are we increasing? Emotional intelligence. Increasing emotional intelligence in the family, mental health, eros, passions. So increasing passions. This entrepreneurship in the family, promoting creativity. Saturn lessons, karmic lessons, discipline. Creating discipline around passions in the family, discipline. Okay. What's the message? I don't know, there's some super deep emotional truth that's being worked through, maybe amongst the relationships of siblings. Maybe there's some siblings who are starting to recall memories from the past, details in the past, starting to add up, making some emotional sense out of something that has not been addressed for so long, but addressing it head on, so much so that it's illuminating. It's like it's clearing the blockages for you, going back to something that happened in childhood between siblings. There's something being cleared up about that, some details bringing themselves to the light, I gather. Jupiter is about expansion, but Jupiter is associated with the Sagittarius, and so we could also be talking about culture. We could be talking about that's interesting. So somebody is not in alignment with, I guess, the family culture, or they're redefining the family culture. So someone was born into poverty, but they're not at that frequency anymore. So they're changing the family dynamic, right? They do things differently, right? There's a whole, it's like the way they do it sheds light. Okay. So much so that light is starting to, spread. Jupiter for the expansion, right? Passion. So people can see that this is true. This is honest. There's something about it that's right? It's like lessons are being learned, right? Like, so what was this judgment? It's because, we're talking about Cancer, right? That's home, hearth, right? That's secrets, family secrets, deep emotional family secrets, right? I keep hearing psychology and mental health, right? Like getting to the root of the issues and addressing them, right? So on the left side, right? On the receiving end, we're talking about working through Cancer. So some possessiveness, some automatic thinking, some behaviors that are more emotional in nature than they are in deliberate thinking. We're talking about the waxing crescent moon, right? Something coming to an end, right? So maybe learned behaviors from childhood kind of coming to an end, and new behaviors taking place for the future of the family, right? And so this is somebody who I'm getting the sense of your journey is quite different because it's more spiritual than the families. There are secrets in the family that I'm sensing that some people fear will be coming to the light, that you'll be pushing them out. But I think you're really just breaking away from that upbringing, from that heaviness, right? It's like it's an oppressive force that was placed on you in childhood that you're just finally breaking free from, right? You are changing the family dynamic, so much so that it's beginning to shed light on others, and others are starting to see ways in which their own upbringing and automatic thinking and default behaviors are affecting and have affected their sibling relationships and their peer interactions, right? So whatever it is that you're doing, my beautiful disruptors, whatever it is that you're doing, don't think that no one's taking notice. You are inspiring people because what you're doing is spreading. People see that, right? It makes sense. Whatever it is you're doing, it makes sense. It's because Jupiter is also associated with Sagittarius. We're talking about scholarship, being knowledgeable, right? Like building on something, right? And growing in reach. And so that's important to recognize, because I think you're doing something for the family culture. You're shifting something about culture in family dynamics that matters, right? So helping people clear up some of the misguided passions, right? Acknowledging some of the other elements of things that really set you ablaze, right? And so it's recognizing where you take the most action on something, right? That's been important, because whatever it is that you're expanding, it's those others being able to see it, which brings them back to memories of questioning why this some type of self-limiting belief was something that was exposed, the family was exposed to really early on. How did you tend to embrace something and move past that, right? So you've expanded beyond the limitations placed on you from childhood. Congratulations to you. It's like you saw the light and boom, it fell down. And we're talking about Saturn, karmic lessons. So Saturn is also associated with Capricorn. It could also be associated with the devil, right? So the devil is in the details. So you've been paying close attention to maybe some emotional details or some memories from childhood, whatever it is that you're reflecting on. It's provided you with enough insight to recognize what direction you should go in order to add to your load, right? To increase your own wealth, to establish a new family dynamic and legacy. So much so that whatever this is, it's natural to you, right? So much more natural to you that we're talking about, like how karmic lessons just come around, right? So, when somebody, like, say you wanted to know who you're, say universe, please advise me who should be around me, help me get rid of those who doubt me. You make a comment, you notice 3 or 4 faces do something, only to discover later your comment was accurate. It was rooted in scholarship. Your knowledge and skill set is expansive, and yet there was misspeak amongst many. But you held your peace, you said nothing. But you did realize in that moment who doubts you. This is one of those things, right? Karmic lessons where people in your family have to recognize that they did not treat you well. They don't understand what they were afraid of. But now it's all becoming much clearer to others, right? That something's being illuminated, right? That there's some psychology in play about the emotional state of the family. And you're the one helping spread that awareness. So whoever you are, wherever you are, continue to do the hard work, right? Because it is paying off, right? It is, right? You are more loved than you know. way more love than you know. But those feelings, it's something about the impression or the imprint of those feelings from childhood. They're going to serve you. So remember the feelings so that you can describe them. There's something you're doing with that information that's going to be helpful to many. So keep going. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope that was helpful. That sounds like a really cool journey. It sounds like your inner child is healing by addressing the things that need not be put up with in the family. I wish you much continued growth in that area of expression. Maybe emotionally, you're just more expressive than you used to be. And you have a natural passion for it, right? To be able to do that, to be able to speak to those things with such ease. It was a hard lesson learned, but it is your lesson. It's like you hit your Saturn karmic return, right? So, yeah, level up. You only got to work from here, boo. And you got to work smarter, not harder, okay? You did the emotional work. You really did. You have really healed and addressed some childhood wounds. I commend you. Remember, not every therapist is a healer. Not every healer is a clinician. And not every clinician will minister to your soul. You can book your session at TactfulDisruption.com.